if you've tried TaleSpire before, you know that the typical way of building anything here is, of course, to pick a floor and then place some walls around. Oh, let's get some walls here and get some walls around those floors. That placement is fine and I really enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes you really want to build something even faster than that. And that's where well, I don't have a name for this yet, but let's call it the slab method comes in. Here I have a slab. It has a floor tile on the bottom, and then it has a bunch of blocks on top. And I randomized them so that they are not too uniform, and I copy pasted them several times. And what that allows me to do is quickly make a chunky style slab here, roughly the size of how big I want the dungeon to be. Now I'm clicking the middle mouse button to rotate the slab itself, even so it becomes even less uniform. And this allows me to quickly create a size for the map. But this might change. I might go larger, bigger, smaller, whatever. But it's a starting point. I'm just assessing quickly, like, will this be enough? Yeah, I think I'll probably need some more, so I'm gonna just go really big here, like so, just so that I can apply the method rather quickly. I'm not a like large map kind of builder. That's not really for me, so we'll definitely go smaller than this, I think, but let's see. Now here's the thing. I have prepared a few things that I want to have in this map. I want to have some traps. I want to have some treasure and a mimic. I want to have a spider room because I've never done a spider room and I really like these new cobweb elements. I don't even know if they're new. I don't know. I just haven't done much TaleSpire in a year. And then I'd like to do a little goblin ambush kind of room of some sort. And finally, we have the big bad with his fire elementals. You call them whatever you want to. So, in order to fit that, I have also sketched out a very small map that I will roughly follow when I'm building this. Again, it's not about getting this perfect. It's just about having an idea of what I'm about to make. Now here's the kicker. I'm also going to double this because I never build straight on the floor, and I'll show you why later on. See if we got this placed correctly. Yeah, it seems to be aligned. So if you're unfamiliar with it, this option right here allows you to pick a selection, and then you can use copy and even cut in order to copy and paste that. I've also uploaded this to the new slab browser. I think you can follow it if you look for slab, you will find this little slab of rocks. I find that very helpful, so you don't have to build that every time. Anyhow, here's what I do with this type of map building. I carve. I literally carve. So I use this option right here, then I make the first room. So for example, let's say that first room is yay big. Yeah, that looks like a decent room. And I need a hallway, so I make a hallway. Think about yay long. That's long enough to be sinister, and that's all I need. I also want a side area where the players can opt to go if they dare. And let's see here, just select this. I want a little bit longer here. And then I'm gonna take these, and because I'm using these square blocks, it's really easy to kind of like grab them and select them. And you know they're selected when they They pop. You see how they pop, 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 pop. That makes it pretty easy to know that, hey, I have the right pieces here. Could you do this with walls? Absolutely. But the problem with walls is that they tend to be displaced when you copy paste them, or when you try to move them around. So for that reason, I prefer to use these blocks. They're just a little bit kinder to me, and I like that. Now let's see, I want a room over here. So I'm just going to carve out all of that. Again, as you see, I'm not going crazy huge here on anything. Not at all. This area I hope to transform into a bit of a cave-like structure. So I'm just keeping that as is. And that allows me to have all the things. Yep. And then I'm going to have a hallway over here. Oops. Like so. I'm also going to have a very... Oh, I actually carved a bit too much here. Well, no problem, because I have my slab. There we go. I was going to have a little secret entrance here. Like so. It's going to be a little secret hallway leading to the main bad room. Spoilers. Okay, here we go. And let's see if we can get a good size of this next room. Let's make it about... Yeah, big. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So we have a small entrance, 2 options for the players to go, a secret door to find. Oh, and of course, if the players go on the left side, they will have an extra hallway here, just in case. I also plan to have this room split, but you'll see what I have in store. So that gives me a very quick layout for how I want the dungeon to be. If you wanted to, you could just furnish this right away and just go with it. But I'd like to do a bit more with it. But now at least I know how I want things to be and where things are and what size they're going to have. So, next step for me is to put in some doors, because that'll kind of tell me where rooms are a bit more if that was hard to tell. In some cases here it is actually a little tricky. So let's see, we're going to start with this door for the big bad. We're not going to have a door here, except maybe just a little thin one, just to wall off the secret entrance there. We're going to use the same kind of door here. I'm just placing that. And this will probably be more of a natural thing, so we're not needing that. And, oh yeah, of course, we're gonna have a door over here. What should we do? Should we do this one? Do we have another one? Ah, maybe we use this one. You'll see why later. This one is a little odd, and I want the players to find that a little bit odd. Okay, good. And I think I'm gonna put it that way. There we go. This goes one way. Okay. Now we have that. Now, why isn't there a doorway over here? Well, there could be, but I'm planning something a little different there. Let us see. What should we do here? So we have that. This one. Oh, I see. I should have had this one a little bit to the side here. There we are. Okay. That should set me up. So now what this double thing allows me to do. Hold on. What this allows me to do, because I have this double set here, now I'll be able to carve out areas where I want traps to be, for example, like so. Now, one little weakness of what I did here was I actually used this 4-piece, and that came back to bite me a little bit. I might readjust my pieces because of that in the future. I should maybe use just these 1-tile items instead. There we go. I'm gonna remove these as well. There you are. Because what I want to have here is a bit of a drawbridge for the goblins to use. So we're gonna have this little lever here. Let's see, where would that be placed? I'm gonna put it right here so that the players can kind of reach it with magic or something. Like that's gotta give them a chance, right? And then the actual retracting floor will be it's a good style here. Probably one of the rural one, maybe. That was pretty good. I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one. I'm gonna have it one up, and there it is. All right. Now we also need a bit of a mechanism to show the players that, hey, something is going on here. And okay, so we have like a chain here. So there's a hint that something is going on. And then you have this piece here. And we use our crafty wheel right here. And maybe on the side like so. There we are. Now that hopefully tells the players that something is going on, depending. Now, in order to hide this, when it's retracted, we're going to make a hide volume, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And that's for later. Okay, now we have that piece. The next step, now that we have the doors, could be to change floors, just to make it a bit more interesting to go through this dungeon. So I'm going to try that. Let's see if we're lucky. Are we lucky? No, we're very unlucky with the carve out here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just move this, and then I'm gonna give myself, gonna make it a little bit easier on me. There we are. And same thing over here. It's a pretty big room. I normally don't do giant rooms like that, but maybe we can make it a bit interesting to discover. Let's see here. Yep. Okay, so now we have floors everywhere here. Good. We'll put in a bit more of an interesting floor. I think I'm gonna go with the castle. I always like that one. Just makes things pop, and once you make things dark, it won't look as intense as this. So that should help. So lay down that. I also want to remind myself that, let's see here. Okay. Wow, I was really unlucky. We're gonna take these. And we're gonna delete this floor. Like so. And here we can also play around with the height of things. So I'm gonna make this into a little bit of a pit-like structure. And the reason for that, I want this to be a bit of a cave. So what you're going to see is that you have these goblins guarding the big bad, but you also have a bunch of spiders that they are using to, block this route, and they have walled them off so that the spiders don't bother them. So let me see, I need some sort of wall here, and I think I know what to use. I could use the fences. Those might work pretty well for this, which is interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, that should give them just enough cover not to be eaten by the spiders. So, and let's delete some of these. I'm just holding down Shift, which is a trick I learned. And as soon as I hover over something, it deletes it, which is great. So, okay. Oh, there we have a... We can just place one. So I'm just double-clicking in order to copy it, and then I can move it around. I also hold down Shift so that it remains on the same plane, and then I middle mouse click to turn it around. Okay, goody. Do we need to change the room here? No, but we're gonna make this room a bit more interesting later on. So the only last one I want to change here is the starting room. Like so. Gonna make it 2 steps bigger. So there we are. And what should we use for it? Let's give it a wooden feel. Like so. Oh, I guess we need a door here, don't we? That would be smart. Do we have a sinister door or something exciting? Let's go with the classic. There we are. We have this one. Should we have a door here? Absolutely, but we won't. Instead, we're gonna go with one. I need to give the players a way to have a hint that something is amiss. So we're gonna go with this gate, which actually kind of goes along with the theme of this stuff. So yeah, that should work. And I'm gonna move this doorway. Like so. I'm gonna move the door over here. I'm gonna have some traps here. So I'm gonna just prepare those. I'm gonna merge these floor tiles together. Let's find some traps to put down here. Some metal. Getting a very metal feel here. Just place these at the bottom here. And I like to reward players for being aware. So I'm using these 2 wood pieces here. It's the only place with a wood piece in almost the entire dungeon except for the start. So something is different there. Alright. Now we have the floors. We have right. We need a bit more floor work here because we're gonna really mess with these we're gonna really mess with these walls as well eventually. Don't despair if what happened just happened, like everything goes away. Remember, this green slider gives you full control of how much you see of the map. Just move it up and down until things reappear. It's very persistent. Okay. Oh no. Stop. Come on now. Okay. We have this. Now let's see. Are we gonna use cavern? Or cavern lava? I really like that one. The aberration is nice as well. They're all very, very, very tempting. Is there something else I'm forgetting here? Sewers, tavern, temple. I think we're gonna do a combo here. So let's start with some walls, just to get a sense of what this will feel like. So here I'm just placing these as I see fit. And I'm not too worried about this being stone and so forth, because in my mind this area was original room that, you know, maybe there was a magic explosion or a natural event that just ruined it, and well, now here we are. Or maybe there was just a natural cavern built into the dungeon, who knows? Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's place some cavern walls here. This cavern system style stuff is a little hard to work with. But because you tend to see a lot of gaps in them, they don't meld as well. So definitely not my favorite set to build with, but it's not too bad, especially if you combine it with other things. You can manage to create some pretty fun things, at least based on what I've seen other people do. I have not used it much myself, so let's see if I can make it work to my advantage. I'm just gonna place these. Just gonna try to avoid any gaps in this. There we are. Let's put down some floors here. Like so. These floor tiles, by the way, are actually one of my favorites because they are really great when combined with other tiles. They just add a little bit of dirtiness or like randomness to them, which I just really like. So that's your tip of the day. And I'm just going to place these around here. We're also going to cover this with spider web at the end of it, so that's going to also hide a lot of things. These are actually really lovely, aren't they? Quite like them. So it's almost like a spider zoo here for the goblins. That'll be great. Okay, and I'll just pull this one. So I'm holding down Control, and that allows me to move things up and down like so. Maybe we have to do that here as well. So there we are. And let's place down a few single pieces here and there. It's always important to just try to vary, you know, the elevation and details and so on, so that it seems like the map has some randomness to it. And don't be afraid of mixing up things either, you know, like if you want to have a large slab, for example, then that's okay. You can have a slab. No problem. Should we have a little staircase hint here? Yeah, like super old little passageway there for the servant player. I think I'm having a little bit of a graphic glitch tonight because the shadows are, you know, working the way normally. I see little glips here and there. I don't know why that is, but hopefully it's not too jarring. Okay. I want to also maybe give the players a hint that something is different through this door. So I'm going to do that. Okay. That should give us a little bit of something. Do we want to have some pillars in here too, just for good measure? Maybe they try to prop up the ceiling at some point. Careful not to go over ceiling height. I don't want to distract the players with like, hey, I want to go up on the roof or whatever. This is not that kind of map. Okay. Got some pillars, makes it a little bit more interesting. Still need some of these. Put in some more. Let's check out if we can bring in some lava cavern walls as well. Just adds a little bit of interest to it all. So the lava cavern is also, you know, it's a newer set. It has some really great stuff. I really love these slabs. They just look so dirty. There we are. So you see how that slab now has some stuff on it, which is, you know, helpful. Same with these. I'm going to do them to these as well. It just makes it really hard to even tell that there are. Well, you can definitely see that there are tiles here still, but it just adds some difference to things. Let's put some of these single ones as well. I'm just really randomly placing them. Okay. Having way too much fun building that, so let's have a look at some of the other rooms here. This hallway, I want them to notice that this looks a little bit rougher. So that's what we'll do. There we are, and that is the way that leads to the actual dungeon, where the goblins hang out. I guess this floor needs a little bit of love here. So, what can we try this? Yeah, gonna add some of these slabs. We'll cover up that little like hole thing that you see in a lot of these. I don't like that too much, so this will help with that. There we are. And again, once we turn off the light on the level, it'll just make everything look a little bit better. Okay, let's bring in some of these as well. Such are these. And I'm gonna put that in. There we are. And what else can we put in here to make it? Maybe if I can always put in some of these. Yeah. It's more interesting than not. And can also continue this theme here. Like so. I think we need a few items here. Let us put in, oh, this room. So this room, okay, so we have secret entrance, sort of secret entrance, trapped entrance. What is this person up to? Wait, didn't he have fire elementals? He did. Maybe this floor is a little bit too bright then. Let's have a look at what we have here. Maybe this one is more appropriate for the theme of the room. I'm gonna try. Oh no, I know what we need. We need some Moorgoth. I always forget Moorgoth. It's I don't know, it's such a great set and I always forget it. Look at that. I just love this. I love this theme. And why don't we give him a nice altar or something? A nice carpet. I always like to give them a carpet. So I'm going to use this piece. Place these. Makes the outskirt of this carpet. There you are. I'm starting to have some ideas here. Maybe we need one more room here. So, like I imagine that room as his study, and then he has a more private quarter set aside for him, where he eats and sleeps. Yeah, I think that this will be more of a study room for him, or a summoning room, depending on. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's first put down some walls here. Don't think these will work. No, you have to put these like so. Can we maybe just use these? Yeah, so now I'm building a wall on the inside. You can also do the opposite if you want to give players more room. So you basically take away some of these and then you replace that part with walls if you want different walls than what you currently have. It's up to you. It's not necessary, but you can. So in this case I will. Let's see what Moorgoth had to offer. Yeah, we have these. Those are nice. So are these. But I think this guy will need some wall space for his library. So I'm gonna give him that. Oops. Maybe let's try that. I'm gonna place one over here. Ooh! These are all one step further down than they should. Almost missed that. There we are. That'll work. Okay. That's better. And since we are underground or something, it's totally fine to have some sort of pillars here. hold up the roof in some way. This also gives me some ideas for how we can decorate everything else. So let's see. I'm gonna give this a corner. Don't need a corner over here. I'm gonna place some of these. And this one. And this one. And I do really like these as well. In fact, this one might just go better on this wall over here. Yep. And then bring this one over here and this one over here. So now we have a little bit of light in the room per se. Oh, now we have run into a problem here. This door kind of like coming through, but it is meant to be a secret door. So it might be okay, depending on how we go about this. I kind of want it to be a bit cleaner. It could just, yeah, that helps. Just move it forward. And then move these. Oh, is this like a special? Oh, it's a special piece. Okay, we won't use it then. Instead, we will bring in something just as good later on. And here we just set this back in a space. And that will work just fine. There we are. Nice. Oh, my OCD is getting to me. I need to then just do. Oh. Okay. Well, then I will invert these. And that'll be okay. There we are. Nobody will know what it originally was like. Okay, so here we have these. We need a door, of course. He probably would have. Oh, I do like those doors, but yeah, maybe that's just weird. I'm gonna go with these. On the front. I think this sorcerer or warlock, whatever, will have a slightly nicer floor. Maybe not marble palace floor, but maybe something in this vein. I'm just gonna hold and drag. That places it for me. Okay. So decent wall there. I'm just gonna vary these a little bit. Like so. Okay. So we have our little. We might wear out this, that's fine. We have the doors. We have the natural room. In this case, I think it will be fine to vary this a little bit just for interest. Just kind of have a there, and maybe this even has pieces like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what else? Ah, yeah, we need some furniture and treasure, of course. So, let's see, a place for the goblins. Let's just bring them over, shall we? Come on now. No, come on. You are. He's probably in charge of overseeing the lever and watching the spiders. He seems to be the smartest one. The rest of the guys we have are archers. So this room will definitely be nasty. Because they can fire at the group going through here. Maybe the group will sneak through, who knows? That's probably the most smart thing to do. We'll see. And also, of course, if it's the other way around, the goblins might actually be surprised. Oh, I actually lost our little guy here. Well, he is... Oh, what's... Okay, oh, there you are. It's definitely not where I intended for you to be. So... Don't know where our last buddy went. Oh, no, there he is. What are you doing over here? Come and join the party. Of course, we need something for them to do so that they can be snuck around if you need to. I imagine that we'll have some hay on the floor here. Maybe a spot to sleep. There's even like a... It's kind of like a bed-like structure on both sides here for them to sleep on. I know you can go to sleep. And then, if we look at furniture, a little round table for them to hang out and drink at. Speaking of, definitely need some food here. What do goblins eat? I guess we need some raw meat. Let's see, kitchen and food. There we are. And raw steak. Straight on the table. Maybe someone brought some fish at some point. And what, of course, perhaps should be unsaid. Well, I haven't had that many. There you go. Bones and alcohol. It's a great crew. I don't know. Is that what goblins do these days? I'm gonna assume they do in this universe. Okay. Also like to bring in some of these. Just add some randomness to the floor. You can do that anywhere really. Same thing with things like this. Just hold down Control, and it allows you to merge it with the different areas with relative ease. It's okay to just really like meld it into there. You're just trying to hide that this is all tile based. And that's what we have to do. Okay. Now we have this. Oh yeah, it's time for some bookcases. We're gonna have one random one here to sort of help imply that, hey, there's something odd going on here. It's definitely a secret tunnel. And yeah, you see it very well now, but once the color is gone, you might think differently of that. There we are. Okay. What else do we need here? Oh yeah, just more bookcases for our studious Warlock friend here. Let's bring in some. There we are. And I think it might get a little tight here, so I'm not gonna do it that closely. I'm just holding down shift and just placing them where I see an open space. There we are. I think you would have some around these pillars as well. Just have to make sure I give enough room. There we are. And I just want to add a little bit of extra interest to this room, so. Okay, I'm gonna take some of these away and replace them with this bookshelf. Huh. Now I know that it will fit. Okay. Bit of a room here, and of course our friend inside this room. Does this work? Doesn't. Well, okay. I'll have to work with that. Let's see, he will of course have a fine meal on one side. Maybe he's conjured it, and then a bed on the other side. I'm gonna build it into the wall just because I like to do that. There we are. Maybe he's got a wardrobe here as well. Built in. So he probably needs a chair. This guy. Like so. Is this the right thing for him in here? He probably has some form of piece of furniture there, so we're gonna go with that. And he's got some blankets and things on the table. And let's use this in here. Let's see. Might actually just move this over. I want to add a few more walls in this room. Just to make it a bit more interesting. And also it kind of makes sense that it would be more pillars like this, right? Oof. Why did I? Why did I make a library? I do not intend to do a library in here, but here we are. If you feel that the books and so on are repeating a bit too much, remember that in miscellaneous interior you have a bunch of books which can help take away a little bit of the repetition. So I'd like to go over near the end and just cover some of these. Even with the books repeating, it actually looks a bit better. Not as noticeable. So, and let's place these around here. Actually, let's just go with these. We can put some of these on the top as well. That definitely helps. And we do another one over here. And of course, pieces of paper is always your friend, especially if you need to hide a skull. Don't forget that you can hold down Alt to move things around. Things feel a little bit more random. Here we can place things on the sides as well. That should help a bit. And just sink them into the ground. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So many bird skulls. We decided on the bird skulls, guys. I'm going a little hard and fast here, but you get the idea. And of course, papers. Always good to have some papers strewn across. Oh, you're not gonna get. Okay. There we are. It just also adds a lot of texture to any library, which can be very good. There we are. Let's just place a few more books here and there. Anything that just makes it look as if all of these are different. I think that's about it here. Of course, we could have some art on the wall as well. Maybe he has hung up a picture on the wall here, remind him of home. Yeah. That'll do. There's a little secret. There we are. Okay. Oh yeah, our spider friends. We have some spider friends. Oh. There we are. Just have to raise them up. We can have... Well, you know what? Let's put them all in the pit. Then there is a chance for the players to sneak around them up at the top here. I'm gonna try that. Gotta help the players a little bit, right? These are small spiders, they probably sleep a lot, I don't know. Okay, we have added this one, we have added the traps. Let's add some treasure as well. Let's see here, where will there be a treasure? Well, I guess the goblins have one. They probably have one they're guarding over here. And there's probably some in this library, I would imagine. Maybe there's a old and forgotten one over here. Very tempting to stop and open that up. And of course, a very juicy one in the main office. Put that over there. Okay. One way of fixing an interior like this, if it doesn't feel entirely right, is of course to just add some of these on the walls. They work surprisingly well, I think. And just making a space feel a little cozier. Now, let's see, how are we gonna do this here? Maybe this wall painting isn't right for this place. Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe he has lots of markers. Yeah, kind of looks neat, doesn't it? Kind of like that. I'm tempted here, since our friend has these fire elementals with him, just put in a fireplace right here. And then he can summon them from there. That should be fun. Yeah. Okay. We are getting dangerously close to where we had lights and darkness and such. Oh, I forgot this wonderful little treasure book here. I think we're gonna like have it just laying on top of this chest. Yeah, that's juicy. Don't need this anymore. And of course our wonderful mimic friend. Is he hiding? He's probably hiding in here. I mean, you would expect to find a treasure in a secret room, right? Perfect little guardian spot for him. And can we do something with this? Maybe they've hung up these skulls to remind himself not to go into the trap. That's gonna be in my headcanon. And is this exterior? I keep forgetting. Ah, I love these pieces because they're a very quick way of giving some structure to a dungeon like this. You can sink it down if you don't want to have the The spikes showing, of course. I think it's perfectly fine considering we're dealing with goblins here. Just kind of reinforcement. It also brightens up the dungeon just a tad, which I also like. Like so. Alright. What else? What else? What else? Now I think we're getting close to the final piece, which is the lights. Yes. Yes, I think we are quite close. Oh, spider webs. That was the whole point of me doing this, was I wanted to finally make a map with spider webs, cobwebs on them. And look how fun these are. Yes. Are these in the grim? Yeah, there they are. Ooh, we kind of need like a little prison piece for them here, don't we? Can totally see them having a prisoner. Now we're also going to place some of this closer to the exit, so that it gives people a hint that something is afoot. Maybe they don't like spiders and want to avoid it, or maybe they hate spiders, they have it as their sworn enemy and they go into this room instead. Who knows? I'm just gonna add some of these around here. Remember to hold down control to vary this, so things look maybe a bit more random than it actually is. Let's see here. Oh, I'm having way too much fun placing these. I am intensifying them further down here, just because I feel that helps communicate that that's where the spiders hang out. They don't hang out at the top level as much. Maybe. Oh no. Yeah, do I do a different one? Yeah. There we are. Okay. I think that's getting close. I wish I could put some on these pillars, but I don't think we have any. Anything that really fits that, do we? Little skeleton down in the corner here. Yep. That should do it. Now we're gonna give these goblins a little bit more to drink. Because they need that. I imagine they eat raw garlic by the spades. Are those potatoes? I don't know what that is. Oh, we definitely need some more containers here. I mean, the players love containers, right? There we are. So this would be the actual entrance that our friend takes. Hopefully the players are smart enough to notice that. There we are. And I think it's appropriate to have a small room here on the side, just as a storage room. Oh. It's not much, but just adds a little bit of something here. Box here. Oh, no, that's too much. Maybe just some sacks here and some food. And a box. And a chest. This poor DM has to come up with what is actually inside of all these. It's okay. We can figure it out. You got this. And we do need a door. And we're gonna just use this style of door. Yeah, there we are. We're gonna make it a bit mysterious here. We're gonna put a door so they don't know what is actually there. Okay. I think it's time for lights. Let's bring our friend over here. And fire elementals, I'm gonna put them on the other side so you can bring them in when you need them. There you are. So we have different groups. Ooh, you know what? The one thing that this place really still is kind of missing is like just an entrance that makes you feel as if you're it's interesting, you know, like I think we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna bring in some oh, why is okay, hold down shift. There you go. Hold down shift. And I'm gonna try to do it this way. Like so. Gonna make it just a slightly more interesting entrance room. I know it's not super interesting, but it's better than nothing. I'm also gonna change this wooden floor since that is a trap indicator later on. So instead, I'm just gonna use these. Fill this here and there. Remember, it's perfectly fine to use different style things and fill it. No shame in that. I just think it looks better that way. It depends on what you're combining. Like here, for example, these are really taking over the entire thing. Maybe I do that. Yeah, maybe a dark entrance is better. And then, oh, I do like those pieces, but yeah, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. We're not gonna use those. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, we could do. Kind of like an entrance like that. So it has. Just feels a bit more interesting. Oh, there we are. And could we? I mean, why not? let's go down with these pillars. There, now the players have a nice spot to start. Just feels a bit more interesting. I think it is time, indeed, for some. Oh, maybe we need some scary skulls here to indicate that you shouldn't go through here. Let's hope that is enough of a warning. What we need now is some lights. So I'm going to place these. And let's see here if we go to atmosphere settings. And we're going to dial down the fog down a little bit. And we're going to set this to... We could go for darkness, but that goes very dark very fast. Even when you bring up the exposure and add lights. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but I think I'm gonna go with the default sky and instead give it that straight on nighttime feel. It just makes it a little bit easier to see things too. I'm gonna create a atmosphere block right here, so I have it for later. There we are. I can access that anytime by pressing tab. And now, as you see, the board is bright enough to experience entirely. You don't need more if you have this lighting. It's fine. But it's a little dull. So, let's see here. I'm gonna give a bit of a greenish hue to this room, I think. And warmth in the rest of them, except for the very first one. Let's try that. So, to start, let's see here, we've got lights. Actually, I'm gonna go to nature here. Bring in this blue glowing crystal. I'm gonna place it here and here and here. I'm gonna hit tab, edit hide volume, create hide volume, and then I'll just click and drag. It is random at first, so you will not always get it. Just double click this thing and now you are hiding everything within this little volume. In this case, it's only crystals. So they're gone. But I can right click this box and then choose lights. And you get the lights back. Now you have a cool blue glow of the room. And the room is just way more interesting immediately. I'm going to do that to this one as well. And make the lights visible. There we are. Now, you can debate whether, like, should you have these moved out of the way a little bit or not. I think you can always keep improving these things, so don't beat yourself too much up. And let's go and give this area. Let's try some green here. I'm gonna put these kind of high up so we don't disturb any of the elements. Try to position this so I can get it all with one hide volume. Yeah, that worked. Huzzah! There we are. So now it's a much more interesting room. And we can also just place these below here. That's also fine. And it's a quick and easy way of doing things. And it can really complement the hidden items if you place them strategically. Don't use too many, because then it gets very intense. But as you see here, this entire room now has a very different feel than when we started. So it feels very different from everything else, which is what we want. We can also hide things down here, so we don't have to go too crazy on the hide volumes. I'll just place a few around. Oh, that reminds me, I was supposed to add a little bit of cobweb here, just to hint at what's coming. And we'll put a little bit of a green light here. So yeah, now we have a nice scary spider bit right over here. And what we need to do to complement that with is a warm goblin home. Just one piece here. Right? Do they have it? Yeah, maybe they just have that. And one lantern. There we go. Now this guy doesn't need too much light either. He already has some great lights here. Maybe we place these like so. Maybe add a little lantern up here, here. And maybe he doesn't even walk in here. He's like, why would he have? It's a fake door. But I mean, if they manage to get through, then they're there. So we have that. Yeah, I guess we should add a few more lights. I want to go overboard. All I'm trying to do here is give the interesting area some light. I wonder if I could. I don't know if this is gonna work, but could I use this pink one to do? Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of hidden under there. I think I can get away with that if I hide it with something. Maybe just this piece. Yeah. There you go. There's a little bit of a pink sheen going on here, which I find very interesting. So, alright. We also need to give his little creepy ensemble here something. This is actually the creepiest room. It just feels very like sinister. There's nothing in there but a room and a pig and a yeah, cozy. Cozy. Okay, let me see here. What would give him a little bit of a light or something? So it's 2% creepier. There we are. Don't think he needs anything else. Kinda has that. But I will still typically go in and place some of these just to give a bit of sheen. I mean, notice how that just brings a little bit of life to it. I love doing it near doors because they suddenly become way more visible than they were before. Like so. Same thing here. And throughout these. I just find that a bit more interesting. Do that over here as well. So I'm just moving, I'm just placing them underneath everywhere. Because why not? And you can also mix them with the green. Nobody says that you can't. You're allowed. Sometimes placing them a bit further away gives you better because you get the shine. If you place them too close, you get this kind of like high contrast thing going on, but if you just place them away, you can light up areas, and it's okay to double place or triple or quadruple, whatever you feel like. So there you go. Maybe a few more of these. Should we make this sinister pig room even more sinister? There we go. This helps to see the room. Even here in the mimic room. This might be helpful. There we are. Okay. Now, of course, we don't need all of these pieces, so I'm going to delete this area right here. Boom. Don't need them. Oh. Should we give this a little bit of a green hue here? One blue one. Yeah. Why not? Okay. I think that has brought us. I do like that we have a bit of warmth here. It's almost cozy fight. Yeah. But don't worry if you see the crystals as you're building, because just hit tab and hold down tab and you can actually see the name of all the things you have in here. That's also helpful. Okay. I think that's as much as I can do tonight. What I would do finally, if I wanted this dungeon to be operational, is go in and hide the different rooms, and you can do that thanks to the double layer, and also that everything really follows a pretty strict grid here, so you can block out every room and make sure that it's easy to hide, so that the players can explore and discover as they go along. I'll try to do a video on that sometime, but for now, this is how I would do the dungeon. And yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll try to make more. That's all.